A child sits at the dinner table, hands clenched under the weight of silence. Across from them, a parent's gaze is a loaded gun, unfired, but always aimed. Every word the child might speak is measured against an invisible ledger of expectations, debts, and unspoken rules. They learn, without being taught, that love is not unconditional. It is earned. It is fragile. And it can be taken away. The table is gone, but the silence remains, etched into their bones, woven into their voice. They move through the world like a ghost, carrying a script they never agreed to, performing a role they never chose. They do not know why they flinch at raised voices, why they apologize for existing, why the weight of someone else's disapproval feels like the end of the world. Here is the paradox. The ones who were supposed to teach them how to love became the reason they fear it. The ones who were supposed to keep them safe became the source of the threat. How does this happen? How does love, the purest and most necessary force in human life, become twisted into something that wounds instead of heals? And the most unsettling question of all, if this was your normal, would you even know? We are shaped in the shadows of the people who raised us. Their fears become our instincts. Their wounds become our inheritance. But what if the very foundation of your emotional world built on something fractured? What if the blueprint was broken from the start? This isn't a story about blame. It's a story about chains. Chains you may not even realize you're wearing. And the first step to breaking them is seeing them. Why would a parent who claims to love their child inflict pain in the name of care? To understand, we must step into the darkest corridors of human psychology, where love and control, protection and domination become indistinguishable. Carl Jung called it the shadow, the repressed, unacknowledged parts of the self that fester beneath the surface. A toxic parent doesn't see their child as a separate being. They see a mirror to polish or to shatter. Friedrich Nietzsche warned of resentment. Resentment turned inward and then outward. I suffered, so you must suffer. I was silenced, so you must be small. It is not love, it is vengeance, in slow motion. But what if some best is still poison? The child learns, love means walking on eggshells. To be seen is to be judged. To need is to be weak. And so the inheritance is passed, not through malice, but through repetition. But you are not doomed to be their shadow. The chains are real, but so is the key, and it begins with a revelation most never dare to face. The damage does not disappear when the shouting stops. It lingers in the second guessing, the flinching, the fear of compliments, the inability to believe in peace. Cognitive scientists call it hypervigilance. Your body remembers what your mind tries to forget. And worse, you might chase it. Repetition compulsion. You seek love that feels familiar, even when it hurts. Because pain is what love felt like, and the familiar, even when cruel, often feels safer than the unknown. But cages, even invisible ones, are meant to be broken. The door was never locked, just heavy with lies. Rebellion begins with a forbidden thought. What if I am not the problem? This is not hatred. This is not revenge. This is the quiet, seismic realization that the guilt you carry was never yours. I did not deserve this. You do not need your parents' remorse to heal. You do not need their apology. Love is not fear. It is not control. It is not conditional. You will feel guilt. Do it anyway. You will feel like an imposter. Keep going. Boundaries are not walls. They are doors with locks you control. Say it again. No is a complete sentence. I do not owe anyone my suffering. I will not set myself on fire to keep others warm. Rebellion isn't always loud. Sometimes it's canceling the call, deleting the apology, refusing to criticize yourself in the mirror. The final battle is not with them. It's with the part of you that still believes they were right. You stand at the edge of the room where you once made yourself small to survive. The walls are still lined with expectations. The air still thick with old judgments. But this time, you do not fold. You do not flinch. You do not apologize. You take a step, then another. The floor does not collapse. The sky does not fall. And you realize you were free all along. The chains were never real, just stories. And now, it's time to write your own. Thanks for tuning in. Please like and subscribe my YouTube channel for more videos.